Most women do not feel prepared for menopause when it happens. And how scary is that? Compared to feeling fully prepared, knowing you're on a plan for caring for your hormones to prevent most of the menopause symptoms, and knowing exactly what you're going to do if a bothersome symptom pops up. Knowing what's normal, knowing what to expect, that's pretty darn comforting. But how do you prepare for menopause? Should you? When should you start preparing for menopause? And how can you know what you're going to do if a symptom pops up? Well, what to expect when starting menopause. There is a wide range of symptoms you can expect when you first start menopause, and I want to show them to you and show you how they all tie together and make sense when you understand that they all have the same underlying hormonal cause. Because menopause usually happens, the date of menopause on average is in your early 50s, but hormonal perimenopausal changes start in your 30s, even your late 20s. They're happening all during your 30s and all during your 40s. And there is so much during that time that you can do to prepare. And if menopausal changes happen earlier than average, you can experience what's called an early menopause. This can decrease fertility, it can cause symptoms sooner, it can cause earlier aging, it can cause more severe aging. In some cases, it can cause more severe menopause symptoms. So when you ask, does early menopause make you age faster? In my world, menopause is a sign of aging. It's a sign that your energy has reached a certain age. They say, well, what is your calendar age, but what is your age in your body? If you're in menopause, your age in your body is a bit older. So you don't want that happening earlier. And it's not that hard to prevent it, to help your body look and feel younger for longer. So what I would love for you to do is listen to a podcast episode that I recorded with Kay'a Hunnybee on the Herbal Womb Wisdom Podcast about easing into menopause, how to prepare for a graceful transition, when to start preparing, what to look for as those early signs of menopause. If you're watching this short video on my blog, on my website, in the text right below the video, I am giving you sort of a guide to the podcast episode with timestamps of some of my favorite things that we cover. So I tell you, at minute 20, we talk about this. Some of the things that we cover are why to start early. And there's a great introduction to do you know what menopause actually is? Where in 3 minutes, I just lay out what is menopause, beginning, middle, and end. We talk about some of the great things about menopause, how it gives you this great gift of your hormones actually stabilizing and what that can mean in terms of benefits. We talk about your OBGYN, your MD, your PCT. How does your doctor fit into your menopausal plan? What do they do, and what are they probably not doing? Who is the other person that you're going to need to help you with your hormones? What symptoms and signs from your body should you be looking for in early menopause? Again, I mentioned how the whole variety of early menopause symptoms, what they are, so you recognize them when they happen and how they tie together. What is early menopause? Because it is so much more than infertility. What it is, what does it mean, what can you do about it? I talk about that. The intense stress and anxiety that are a main hormonal symptom for some women during menopause. We talk about how to recognize that, when to start looking for that, and what you might be able to do about that. We talk about the 3 most important things to do to start preparing for menopause. We talk about the problem and then we get into talking a little bit about natural remedies, which is my specialty, and exactly how do those herbal remedies work? How can they work for menopause? What is the problem, the big problem most women run into with herbal remedies, why they don't work? What's the problem with cookie cutter herbal remedies? How things that happened earlier in your life can actually affect your menopause? What happens postpartum can affect menopause? How life trauma can affect menopause? And how preparing for menopause can counteract the problems that might have arisen, the potential menopause problems that might arise from difficult postpartum or life trauma, how to counteract those by preparing for menopause so you still have a really wonderful, easy menopause and slow, healthy aging. We talk about caffeine and adrenaline and cortisol and all those wonderful stress hormones and how they tie in with your female hormones. We talk about how you're managing your immune system and managing your hormone system are tied together. We talk about maca and adaptogenic herbs and what they do and don't do for your hormones, and so many great things that are going to help you. By the time you finish listening to this conversation, you're going to know so much more. You're going to feel so much more comfortable and so much more prepared, and going to know when to start doing what. And again, below this video on my blog, I put sort of like a timestamped guide to the podcast episode. So if there's a particular part you want to find, you can see where we talk about it. But I recommend just putting the whole thing on while you're going for a walk or cleaning the house or working in the garden. It's all in there. We had such a fun conversation. Come hang out with us, learn a ton, and then pop into the comments below or get in touch with me to talk about how this all applies to you and your body. I have lots of free resources available that can help. I'm Dana Lavoie. Thank you so much for joining me today. Please check out that podcast episode and then come on back and let me know if there's any gaps I can help you fill in or if I can help you get on that plan for managing your hormones now and for the rest of your life. I have free resources that can help you get started doing just that. I'm Dana Lavoie. I've been helping women through menopause for over 20 years in my private practice and online program, Making Menopause Easy, and online coaching, all using natural remedies. And I would love to help you feel in control and great at every stage of the menopausal transition, because that is absolutely what you deserve. I'll see you soon.